Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a lot of ATCs to share with you. They're ATCs that I've made over the past few weeks. Now, as you can see here, these ones are painted and they're painted onto black acrylic backgrounds. And with some of them I have put layers of paper and, torn up collage behind them. But when I started on YouTube and started into crafting, first of all, I swore that I would never do anything with paint, that it wasn't my thing, that I was thrown out of the art class in school. Well, actually, the whole class were thrown out of the art room, but that's a whole other saga. And we were never allowed back in, and there was no art education whatsoever when I went to school. But anyway, I'm talking about secondary school now. Sorry to ramble, but anyway, here are some of the painty ones that I made. That's just acrylic paint and kind of mad flowers. They're looking up, wondering at the sky, wondering will the sun ever come back. And this is black painted background. It's a bit messy, but crafting is messy. And there's this big bluey green flower that's done with pearlized paint or metallic paint. I just kept going and putting more paint on and more splatters. You can see the collage background there, the writing, etc. And there you can see a bit of a tea bag there, another bit of paint. Anyway, that was something I had in mind to do for a long time, just to grasp the painting nettle. So the next ones, ATCs I'm going to show to you, I'm in my comfort zone now with this. These are fabric embroidered ATCs, and they started off like this, just scraps of fabric ironed onto a violin or an interfacing background just to keep them stable before I stitch them. Now I'll be finishing this one off later on. So there we are, various stitches and these kind of spider's web roses, various stitches and French knots and all the rest of it. I was going to put a few beads on them, but then I decided no, that would make them heavy and a bit thick to post. This is another one. This is mainly just French knots, and you can, people like to rub these things. You can kind of calm yourself down by rubbing the French knots. So there we are. Not an awful lot going on there, but it's an ATC. What else do you want? And here I've used some of my own little roses and rosebuds that I've made on my embroidery machine. There you have the spider's web flower going across again, and underneath it is a bit of ribbon and a bit of trim. These are great for using up tiny little scraps. Here's another one, a separate vase of flowers embroidered on and then sewn onto the background. And then we have embroidery, machine embroidered flowers, everything bar the kitchen sink, plus the French knots on this one. So I'll just leave them here if you want to have a closer look at them. If anybody wants to swap with me, I know I'm in Woolly Steps swap, but if anybody wants to swap, or if anybody falls in love with any of them, you're welcome to them. So just leave me a note in the comments. So there we are, and there's the bare naked one, or the start of one. Now, the next ones are going to be a bit different again. Well, everything I do is a bit odd anyway, who cares? These are ATCs made with dried flowers. I'll show you them. And they're see-through. And some of them have the little bits cut out of flower labels. I keep all my the labels you get with plant pots. I keep those and I do things with them, turn them into bookmarks, etc. And the flowers now that I've pressed for those, they're mainly from the garden. You can see, what is that? That's a maple leaf, an acer leaf, and a little salad burnet leaf in the background, and the phlox flower, the big blue flower. Another one, the same idea. Now I'll tell you how I do them when I finish showing them to you. There you are. Another phlox. And this time I've just punched out the circles with punches. And that's no, I haven't even used dies, just a punch. And that's the bottle punch. You can see that's the flocks and that's the label for it. There's another one, just had blooming on it. This, as you can see, I backed that one with a bit of paper. This is just cut out with the die. Wait, oh, it should go this way. There we are, Art of Plants. Excuse the state of my fingers. There you are. There's a bit of grass in the background, buttercup, and some of the little acer leaves as well. And some ferns. I have ferns growing in the front garden, so I just chop them down. See which, oh yeah, that's the side's meant to go on. There we are. That's a potentilla flower. It presses very well even though it's white. Same thing again, the acer leaf. Bit of a plant label. And the green thing is a bit of vetch, which is growing wild, which is more or less a weed. So I took it and pressed it. And there we are again, yellow vetch, a little daisy, the acer leaf as the background. And the other little green leaves are pittosporum. Sorry, just in case you want to grow them and do this yourself. They're a little bit of forget-me-nots, grass, daisy, and the pittosporum leaf again. So there you are. Those are a bit more old-fashioned and Victorian. And there again, if anybody has fallen in love with one of them and wants to swap, or just wants one for their collection. I don't actually want people to feel that they have to swap or have to send me something. If you like it, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. Simple as that. Yeah, that's they're wildflowers now. That's a bit of a reed or a rush at the back, and purple vetch and buttercup. And there we are. Now how I made them. I was trying to glue the dried flowers onto acrylic and it wasn't really working. And then I got a brainwave, an absolute brainwave. I found these laminating pouches that they use for identity cards. And I laminated them. See, they open up and all you do is you sit your flowers into them, fold them in half and whiz them through a laminator. They look very grey there on the camera, but when the flower is done, as you can see here, they are completely clear. And just look at that. So don't let, if you go looking for them, don't let the greyness of the little pouch put you off. And I think I had to use it on the highest setting on the laminator. Now, how did I press them? I didn't press those flowers really. First of all, I microwaved them, and then I put them between the pages of a book for a week or two, and that's all. So it's a faster method of pressing flowers. It's not the old-fashioned Victorian way. And if anybody wants me to do a more detailed video on how I microwaved and pressed the flowers and laminated them, just you know, mention it on the comments. But I think it's fairly clear what I did. And I didn't set the microwave on fire this time. Some of you who've been with my channel for a long time might remember that I set a microwave on fire when I was trying to dry a piñata, a homemade piñata, in the microwave. And we got the microwave fixed and we gave it to my mother-in-law, and she used it for years, and well, she's dead now, but I don't think the microwave had anything to do with it. So that's all for today, folks. So somebody hopefully will be getting one or two of these ATCs in the near future. So Friday tomorrow, are you looking forward to the weekend? Enjoy yourselves. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye.